Yeah, and at the Christmas party, he opened it up and he got, he got all watery eyed.
Did he really?
Yeah, this guy could, with pettiest of cash, bought that pen, and without even thinking about it. But he didn't do that for himself. But when somebody else bought the top of the line in that category, yeah, he was blown away.
Welcome again to It Doesn't Take a Genius, conversation with introspective perspectives and pithy points of view. Here are your hosts, my friends, Max and Marty.
I think that's Mark and Mike.
Yeah, whatever.
Merry Christmas, Ramsey!
Happy Christmas, Mike Marshall. I wanted to go British there for a minute, so I just love the fact that we're both in a completely Christmas spirit and mood. I love everything about what I'm seeing and hearing right now.
Oh, it wasn't 'tis the season for me until I saw your Christmas vest.
Huh?
It's like some sort of like Hallmark movie meets like a barbershop quartet. Yeah.
Well, did you see the gold buttons? Huh?
Oh, yeah. Stop it. Now you got some sort of rapper bling thing.
I'm just classy. I'm just classy, Mike. That's all it is.
Covering all our demographics of
right.
our listeners, both of them. So Merry Christmas. We wanted to get this out before Christmas because we know when this one hits, there's a lot of people panicking right now.
Yes.
So we wanted to ease their panic by giving them a Christmas gift giving hack.
And I will say, just to keep folks listening who think, I don't need any gift giving help. I had never heard this. When you previewed it for me, I had absolutely never heard this. And it makes so much sense. And I think it's actually something that you can use year round as you're thinking about not just birthdays, but maybe even like recognizing employees and so on. So I think this has a huge number of applications, and I'll just give you the floor because it's just so clever.
Well, thank you. Yes. Yeah. Everybody I've ever told it to had never seen it before. I discovered it. I was reading some thesis research reports because I have no life. And I ran across this. Somebody got their PhD on this idea. And so when you read the research report, it made no sense. And so the statement, right, the opening statement says, the cheaper the class of objects, the more expensive a particular object will appear, given that you spend a fixed amount. I should have stopped reading.
Ooh. All right. So say that again. The cheaper the class of objects,
the more expensive a particular object will appear, given that you spend a fixed amount.
Okay. All right. So we got a class of objects. I've picked out a particular one, and compared to the budget, that particular one is going to look better, more valuable.
Yes. Yeah. So the idea is if you got a fixed amount, is to drop down a category of gift
into a class of objects that's a lower class.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea is the when you got into the meat of it, it says if you have a fixed amount of money to spend, so I've got, we're only going to spend $50 a piece, right? We've come to some agreement, right? Yeah. That's some implied thing that we have going on. And your goal is to display friendship rather than to actually meet a need or help a recipient. Yeah. If I had a homeless mom who's not feeding her kids, I want to give them, Kroger, gift card. But my goal is just, right, this person doesn't need the money. I just want to make it memorable and display my friendship. You'll be better off deliberately not shopping for value. So a good deal, a bargain, not what you're looking for when you want to display friendship.
So that immediately makes me think of, as I'm sure you're also thinking, of the classic movie, The Apple Dumpling Gang, in which Bill Bixby's character hangs on to one thing. You know, he loses everything in a gambling situation, and he hangs on to one thing, and I guess it's supposed to be like a hat pin or something. And he keeps calling it in the movie. He says it's a cherished token of a lady's affection. Anyways, a cherished token of a lady's affection. It's cherished because it was just a token. You know, it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't worth a lot of money. It was like just a little pin. But because it was given to symbolize affection for this person, it did symbolize affection for this person. So you're suggesting that, okay, you know, if there's a need that needs to be met, that's something different. But if I just want to display affection to you, if I just want to show you that you're valuable to me, don't spend a lot of money on something high end. Instead, spend a budgeted amount on a lower item that maxes out that item.
Yes, that's the key. The maxing of the
maxing out. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, when you were talking about the Apple Dumpling Gang, I immediately thought of a similar historical movie in accuracy, Braveheart. So you know, where they depict a certain time period in historical relevance, and if you remember, William Wallace, Mel Gibson held on to the little handkerchief, right? The little little thing, right? That was his token. So this is a little bit different, right? Because we're talking about not a personal object, but a gift object. And so this will all make sense to you when you think about this. All right, so which is more memorable, a $25 Christmas sweater, right? Or a $25 candle?
Ooh, okay. So that's kind of an expensive candle.
Yeah.
It raises my eyebrows. You know, like, oh wow, how luxurious.
Yeah, this is the top of the line. You know, as I'm sure people are candle aficionados who would go, ooh, that's a nice candle, right? That's got 3 wicks. It's got the genuine vanilla bean.
Right.
This is a bad boy here. It's got the crystal thing versus the simple glass.
Yep.
So another one would be $50. Would you rather have a $50 winter coat or a $50 scarf?
Okay, again, I'm picturing, you know, I don't know what a Burberry, you know, scarf costs, but I imagine it's high end. And it, like, if you got that, like, oh wow, this is the chief of scarves. This is fancy stuff here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I can get the champion winter coat from Walmart, right? Or I can get the Lululemon scarf.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. All of a sudden you're even making the sound like ooh.
Uh-huh.
You know, other people seeing the gift when you hold it up are like, ooh.
Oh wow.
It's like fireworks.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
You get the thing. All right, so $100 watch or $100 bottle of bourbon.
Not being a drinking man myself, I'm going to assume that $100 bottle of bourbon is fairly it's probably not top shelf, but it is a really nice bottle of bourbon.
Oh yeah. People would recognize, anybody who's got any knowledge on the topic would go, ooh, yeah, that's hard to find. That's the good stuff. That's 5 years older than what I usually purchase for myself.
Right.
And then, given in our business, we work a lot in automotive, right? Would you rather someone give you a $1,000 car or a $1,000 television?
Yeah, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. And I guess, again, it comes back to the idea of utility, right? This isn't about utility. This isn't about meeting a need. Because, hey, if I didn't have a car and you gave me $1,000 car, man, that's great. I got transportation. But that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is displaying affection, expressing the value of a person to you by giving them something that is the primo of that lower class item.
Exactly. Yeah, you and I know $1,000 car is not really a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a whole list of repairs.
Right.
Right. But this day and age, a $1,000 television, 85-inch, LED, thin little, profile there.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a nice, and people will go, ooh, that's a nice TV right there.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, whatever you're giving, right, at
Yeah.
a fixed amount, drop down a category, buy the best thing in that category.
Love it.
So I tried this. Right, the first time I tried this was a few years ago. My nephew, my godson, we always, I get him gifts. He always wants ramen noodles, right? So I get him ramen noodles. I put a gift card, taped to the bottom. His favorite candy bar is Twix.
Mm.
And he's a college student, and I give him credit. He's either the left Twix or the right Twix. Doesn't matter. He's very open-minded. And so I found a Twix bar that was 3 feet long.
Gross.
A meter of Twix, right? So it's 3 feet, right? 3 feet long Twix bar, wrapped it up.
Yikes.
So usually, I get him a couple Twix bars, but in this case, I got him the 3-footer. So this would be in the candy realm. This is definitely the top of the line premium candy bar in this category. The only gift he got for Christmas that year that he took a selfie with and posted to his Instagram was him and his 3-foot long Twix bar.
Well,
And so the research was perfectly true. If you want to make it memorable,
yeah,
right, drop down a category of gift, buy the high end of that category.
you're reminding me of the Seth Godin comment about being remarkable. That if your customer experience is remarkable, people remark about it. And so the fact that gift was posted to Instagram says a lot about, that it was emotionally something that caught his attention and something he felt like was worth talking about. And it's making me think about all sorts of situations where we can give a client, a customer, a gift, right? And it's the it's the ball cap, it's the the cozy, fill in the blank on whatever the tchotchke is. But there are times when we've all said, oh, they splurged on this, didn't they? And they probably didn't, right? It was they dropped down a category and maxed out what you could get for that. Like, oh, everybody gives a pen. This is a nice pen.
Mhm.
Or they could have given me a coat, but instead of a coat, they gave me a scarf with the logo, but it's a really nice scarf. You and I have talked about this. Hip Socket gives loose leaf tea, and people who are in the know will know Elmwood Inn is, it is world class tea. I could have spent the dollars per client on something that was kind of standard fare, but instead I decided that, well, for that amount of money I can get this level. For the amount of money I could get a larger gift of, like, here's a box of tea. No, you're getting a small amount of hand-picked, hand-blended loose leaf tea that has been brought over by a fella in Kentucky who goes to Asia, goes to India, goes to China, goes to various places, and brings back hand-selected tea from single origin plantations. And so this is, if you're in the know, like, this is primo stuff. And so it's gotten to be a thing where, like, people sort of like look forward to it now every year, and it's kind of a thing. So I guess that's another example of I maxed out what you could get for that instead of getting a big volume of something that would not be as impressive. It would not be remarkable.
Oh yeah. If I I can imagine the client opening the hip socket box and seeing 25 count Lipton tea bags.
Right.
Woo! No.
Tea for a year.
Yeah. Lipton. Yeah. Your tea of the month club. You're going to get a different Lipton tea every,
Right.
Nope. Not working for me.
Yep.
It might as well be, Clark's jelly of the month club.
Right.
Just not doing it. Right. That's not the thoughtful thing that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So yeah, great hack. Right. And you're right. Clients, bosses. I remember we had at a dealership. The guy owned multiple dealerships. He owned another national company. He was literally a multi-millionaire, private jet, the whole things. But he was very, in his own personal spending, was very conservative. And I remember the team got together and they all pitched in their money and they bought him it was probably between $750,000 Mont Blanc pen.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm in.
yeah, and at the Christmas party, he opened it up and he got, he got all watery eyed.
Did he really?
Yeah, this guy could, with pettiest of cash, bought that pen, and without even thinking about it. But he didn't do that for himself. But when somebody else bought the top of the line in that category, he was blown away.
And I'm telling you, those Mont Blancs, I've got a cheapo Mont Blanc, and it is like it just writes differently from some of my other fountain pens. It is a phenomenal pen. The high end stuff, I can't even imagine how good that is. That gold nib. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like the wand in Harry Potter. The pen chooses the author.
Right.
I think that's how it works there, Harry. So yeah, if you got the right pen, everything's cool.
That's right.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. So we hope this Christmas gift giving hack is useful. Try it out. So like I said, you can go all the way down to the category of candy. Buy the best one. See if you can make some folks feel good and make a memorable Christmas memory.
I love it. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners, both of you, and Merry Christmas to you, Mike. Been a pleasure this year.
Absolutely, and also to you, Mr. Ramsey, and also to our announcer. Merry Christmas, the original Ebenezer, Mr.
And that, I guess, is that. It doesn't take a genius. No rights reserved, nothing trademarked, copyrighted, or even original. Feel free to give it to anyone, anytime, using any and all media formats. Warning, Mark and Mike may or may not make another one. I'm your announcer, and I did not get paid a nickel to do this. They won't even let me tell you my name. So, until next time, if there is a next time, stay safe. Be well.
That's good enough.